an ode to a beautiful country. This composition pays homage to a diverse and colorful nation. South Africans have often used song to tell stories, express their emotions, and capture all things, good or bad. Over the years, choral music has been used to tell these stories.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and... Choral music, it does a lot of things to me. Number one, it combines people from different cultures, different backgrounds. It brings them together in a choir form. Number two, we relate music, messages through music, different messages for weddings, for funerals, for parties, for anything in the world actually. We use choral music to relate those messages. It helps with nation building.
Sidwell Mhlongo is part of the Gauteng choristers. He says some of the songs performed by his choir are a walk down memory lane.
Heritage Day for me means that sometimes when we sing songs like Bawoti Osomandla, it kind of connects to what we come from as a nation, to where we are currently. And when we sing songs like Liza Lisitinga, which were sung during the Truth and Reconciliation hearings, when some witnesses had difficulties to relate the stories of atrocities done to them by the apartheid government, the audience or people who came to listen to the testimonies would break out in song in Liza Lisitinga Lako.
After 8 years abroad, renowned choir master Richard Cox set his eyes on expanding the choral music scene in and around Johannesburg.
I used to go and help them in Soweto in the days when you were supposed to get a permit to go into Soweto. There was a big sign at the entrance, "You may not enter here without a permit." And I used to take people home, because the cathedral choir had a lot of black people singing in the choir. I used to take them home at Soweto, to Soweto at night. And once I got lost deep inside Soweto, and I had one of the other choir members with me, and she thought this was the end. That was the end of us. And out of the darkness, through the smoke, it was in winter, and in those days, Soweto was very smoky at night. Out of the smoke and the darkness came one young man who knew the lady in the car that was traveling with me. And he got in the car and he showed us the way out, which was fantastic. But I think it was unusual in those days. And I suspect it was quite rough in Soweto in those days too. So yeah, there was some risk involved, but it was worth it.
Arthur Mpumi Pikicha says choral music has always been used as a healing and educational tool.
Apartheid was a strong force to reckon with. Remember, it was well orchestrated. It addressed all corners of our societal lives. Education, there was something there to hinder our growth. Work, economy, you name it, there was something that's blocking the growth of the African person in South Africa. And the composers addressed those issues. There is no cut-off point even when we got democracy, but there's still a lot to struggle for. Isn't it? There's still a lot of pain. And choral music is still as popular as it were then. It continues to be used the way it was used then. Because, say, today's composer, for example, could write about corruption, the AIDS endemic, for example, there will be a song, there can be a song like that.
These days, choral music is still popular. The Basic Education Department promotes it in schools where many of the country's top choristers had their beginnings. Choir concerts and competitions are also held throughout the year around the country.
The soothing and heartwarming sounds of choral music are truly an eloquent way to celebrate just how beautiful South Africa is. And if you're not sold just yet, I'll let the Gauteng choristers do the convincing.
Tonela Lupuana, Johannesburg.